Welcome back to Shadows Over Loathing. I just grinded out a handful of those, got some experience back up for when I find books that I want to read and invest in. I thought that would be nice to have. Rick leveled up 5 times during those battles. I don't know if I realized how weak he kind of was. I've never really bothered leveling up Byron. Maybe I should, but I don't know. I don't even know. I don't know if it's worthwhile to balance how I distribute that experience or anything like that. But Rufus, man, what's all your stuff? What are you working on down here again? You can take my fish eggs and make me some scrambled eggs again. Sure, why not? That's not really why I came to visit, as much as I appreciate the gesture and the hospitality. What's the next step? I don't have to go back into the sewers, do I? Oh no, this is much more straightforward. Well, your part of it will be anyway. That's what I like to hear. I need some way to broadcast the quantum signal from this Fishman Pearl over as broad an area as possible, and I figured the most robust transmission network available is the commercial radio band. The nearest broadcast tower is the Radio Shack at WGCR in the Big Moist. Right. Which I think is the next area, right? So, okay, what do I do there? Just take the transmitter I've built and plug it into their console. You don't really understand what the machine does, but Rufus asked you to hook it up to a different machine that you also don't know what it does. Perfect. That's all I needed to know. That will transmit a special frequency out over the radio. Then I just need a bunch of different test readings so I can adjust the signal for latency, data loss, and so forth. All you have to do is find as many random radios as you can, tune into WGCR, and use this receiver to test the transmissions. At least 10 different radios should be enough. Let's call it 11, just in case. Oh, there are radios everywhere. That was a whole thing a rant I went on 3 episodes ago, that I never know what to do with these damn radios. You're not sure what this receives, but whatever it is, it's important to Rufus. Damn, man, that's, it's gonna take a fair amount of random wandering. Is it not even, I thought I would just walk up to them and start using them. Is that not what he was telling me to do? Is it a side quest? Plug his transmitter into the console. Oh, so I do that first and then maybe go check up on radios and things? Dang, that almost makes me feel like I should be initiating that right away so that I can start crossing those off as I come to them. Just kind of get the ball rolling there. Somehow that's taking a higher priority for me than going and saving Charles Wallace wherever the hell he's lost. One moment, if you please, as we are near the administration's building. It might behoove me to look in and check my mail. Oh, sure, I'll wait here. Dr. Adams leaves and returns a short time later dragging a massive canvas sack. Wow, how much of that is junk mail? Fortuitously, the mailroom clerks were kind enough to discard the junk mail on my behalf. The sack is all from the Potions of the Month Club. Oh, neat. Professor Adams' nasty flask now applies 3 additional poison. Doing pretty good. His level ups have been quite useful. I must say, I did not expect the future to have quite so much fighting in it. Yeah, sorry, you arrived at kind of a weird time, or at least you're following someone who's in a weird situation. Oh, think nothing of it. I was never one to shy away from a scrap in my youth, and although those days are far behind me, very far indeed, the exercise would do me a world of good. They're probably a little bit seized up, man, from spending whatever it was 200 years bronzed. Greasy Steve swallows and drags his sleeve across his mouth. Hey kid, good to see ya. Have a french fry. They have fries here? I didn't see that on the menu. I bring my own from home. I'll pass, thanks. What's the job? The boss has decided we need to send a message to Congressman Chutney. You familiar? Sure, a message is when information is conveyed from one person to another. I meant with the congressman. I've never met him. His son, Chadley, is a student here. Lives in one of the frat houses, Zeta Omega Omicron. Oh, I know the place. I don't think I explored it fully. I haven't explored all of campus fully, which is kind of a thing. And I'm getting pulled away to the next area. I might need to step forward to what I assume is Chapter 4, and just to start the radio thing, then come back. You're gonna make young Chad sleep with the fishes. Whoa, I didn't sign up for. I love the mob quests, the shakedown, and that they're always a gag, laundering money, sleeping with fishes. He passes you a large sack of rotting fish. Ugh, This thing is dripping with every different kind of flesh fluid. Why couldn't they have put it in something that didn't leak? Well, I didn't sign up for this either. I don't know when Tupperware would have been invented. Maybe a ways off still. Look, all you gotta do is get into the kid's room. It's a lead pipe cinch. I don't know what that means, but okay. I guess. The way he's eating reminds me of Homer Simpson just like eating snacks from all around him. One of my like favorite visual gags from that show. Yeah, we just got ahead. Oh, okay, more textbooks. I think the dialogue around it is basically the same thing, and then the textbook is a standalone. The cover of the textbook should be painted sky blue with clouds on it because it is way over your head. Sure, I got it. You got the item 83953 Intermediate Quantum Ethics. The cover of this textbook should be... Okay, well, okay, I guess you don't know what it is until you buy it. Are we going to be able to read it, or do we need a stat check to be able to read it or something? You look at the first few pages of the book, and the only thing you learn is that you'd be better off selling this to a used bookstore than trying to comprehend it. Hang on to it for now. Yeah, I don't want to rule out that I might be able to do something with it. This crossed my mind the other episode, and I forgot to do it. Where are my, like, unidentified chemicals? There's no way that's a quest item, is it? This is going to take me a minute, I think, to figure out. Unidentified chemicals. Oh. Okay, well, I don't have any other potions, so maybe I should just drink it. I was curious if because I became a chemist that I'd be able to find, like, know what it does now, but maybe you learned what it does by drinking it. You drink the chemicals and wait a few seconds to see what they do to your body. There will certainly be no long-term consequences. Science would never do that to you. Am I going to Jekyll and Hyde myself or something like that? I think that... Oh, it didn't even... No, -1 mysticality, -5 to melee, +5 to magical, +5 to ranged. Chemical chaos. So I think just random-ass crap. It just... unpredictable series of effects, which is kind of funny. But yeah, who knows? I'm not... It kind of worked out for the extra damage, but losing the mysticality does quite stink. Just a frat guy doing a little grilling indoors. How's it going, man? I mean, it's not my house, so whatever. Fair enough. Can't really get the taste I'm looking for, though. Say, can I get you to do me a favor? Sure, why not? I got a buddy over in Phi Upsilon Tau. His burgs always come out super good. Some kind of special wood chips or something? Could you go over there and get some for me? I gotta stay here and watch the queue. Well, that's... I haven't even found barbecue sauce yet, man. I'm getting pulled all over the place. This recliner has a sign on it that says free, which you assume means something other than it being free of stains. Well, I'll drag it back to my room and see what that offers up, wiping the sweat off. This recliner is terrible, but the price was right. Sit in it for a while. You sit in the terrible chair until you can't stand the stench anymore, and then you keep sitting in it until you get used to the stench. Inherent stink. Your clothes are have redefined your understanding of what a normal amount of stink is. They're redefining. Same end result. It's nice to have some preset armors. I honestly thought I had more sleeves. Was that... Did I not gain like a ridiculous amount of... Oh, sleeves. Okay, not as much as I thought. Spooky armor has certainly been like a... I don't know, a hurdle. One that I have not easily acquired. Oh, there's probably like one more there. Probably something up here. Maybe, who knows? Something there as well. Quite a few different things that seemingly haven't been filled in here, and I still have to... Oh, so much exploring. All right, I want to go back to the dorms there. Spooky, gushing... Okay, this seems different. Maybe... You are super lost. You accidentally wander into the university steam tunnels, and, you know, if you asked me if the steam tunnels had a direct connection to the town sewer system, I'd have probably said not, but here you are now. And to make matters worse, you appear to have ended up in a lair of feral vampires. Let me tell you, my friend, they are not happy to see you. 2 of them are crouched down on all fours, snarling and spitting, and a third guy's howling and just totally gushing blood out of his eye sockets. It's a really bad scene. Yeah, he's not in great shape, the blood blaster, but I think I'll be all right. I think I can handle it. allow me to just kind of put an end to things here. They have less health than I thought they would have. Great. Orb of Blood Blasting. A perfect sphere of blood held together by dark vampiric magics. Vampires spell their magic with K to make it more theatrical, you see. Oh, we're finally addressing why that's a thing. I assume that applies to all times in all history, real world and video games, why sometimes magic has a K. It was a bit rude since you were the invader and all, but still, what you gonna do? Sometimes I skip over those first texts because they're repetitive, sometimes they're new. So he always gives that extra little bit of experience, which is like pretty nice, honestly. Does he want to talk about the big food fight thing now that it's happened? How's it going there, Glordo? Oh, you know, another day, another flashback to the atrocities of war. Do you have any of the syrup left? Yeah, I could give you a dose, but not for free, bro. You gotta bring me a treat. What kind of treat? I don't think I actually need more of the syrup anymore. I need 3 burger-style fish sandwiches. They got them at Fish and Chips. Well, that's pretty easy. I think I could take care of that for him. Might as well. Had I explored this? Okay, I've clearly been down there, so I must have gone through gravy-stained tools. Nothing off to the side. I never went upstairs. Definitely never went upstairs, though. So I'll check that out if I can. Necktie hanging on the knob of this door, and you refuse to find out what that means. Ugh, someone spilled cantaloupe all over the stairs. How does that even happen? Cantaloupe or honeydew? I think I prefer honeydew, but I've grown to like cantaloupe a lot more than I did as a child. From the grunting and shouting, there's either a brawl or a sporting event taking place in the room, possibly both. Barge in and join it. I'm guessing this is one of those, like, infinite recurring battle options. Potentially. It would be weird, maybe, to have 2 of them as close together as the robot one down in Rufus's lab, and then one here in this part of, like, the dorms. But maybe. We'll see. Could just be one simple thing. His boring lecture. He will reduce all foes' moxie by 3... Or he could deal a healthy amount of poison there. Pretty damn good. 1 AP. That's the thing, is that you can only do 1 thing per turn, but one of those things is dealing 33 damage. So you held your own pretty well in there, and as such, you're now holding some of theirs as well. And he tells you boring facts. Oh, see, yeah, it's just going to be an infinite thing, and I don't really feel like doing that right now. A young lady is operating a still here. You must be a chemical student, right? Good guess, but nope, I'm basically a hobo. I've been renting out my services, and this portable still is to make ends meet. That still doesn't look very portable. Oh, it's much lighter than you'd expect. I see, well, that still doesn't look very portable. Any hobo code? Oh, sure. Some say the booze-related glyphs are the most useful ones. Ask about something else, tell her about the camp. You know, there's a big hobo camp in Ocean City. I bet your skills would be really popular there. Yeah, I heard about that. I'm saving up to buy a new hat first, though. I want to put my best foot forward. Seriously, I don't think they mind. I know, but it's for my own self-confidence. I wouldn't expect a woman who owns her own still to have issues with self-confidence. Oh, I don't drink the stuff. You could use it to degrease industrial machinery. How much do you need for your hat? 87 meat? I'll cover you, don't worry about it. I got all those meat bonuses. Wow, you sure? Yeah, no problem. Thank you so much. Come see me at the camp later and I'll pay you back. She packs up her still, hefts it onto her back, and leaves with a wave. Glad to have helped. You can tell from 5 feet away that this door leads to the bathroom. Ugh. I'm not excited about that, but I'm sure I'll get to flush a toilet for some experience. At least one. This toilet still works, but its spirit is broken. It even sounds horrible. This is just a pile of toilet shards and art. This is either a special toilet for a really tall guy named Art or a toilet hung by a genius. Yeah, I can't begin to comprehend the layers of commentary that are laced into such a piece. Banksy should be ashamed. It's the Fraternity's communal wardrobe. Beneath your standards, you find some clothes. Just barely above them, you find a coat hanger. You're not sure why anybody would want a coat hanger to wear a coat made of wire, but whatever, that's my second one. I have done nothing with them so far. Most of these books on the shelf have been ruined, but not all of them? No, not all of them. One of them is still good. Sloppy Cooking for Huge Groups. A cookbook for the modern, on-the-go slob who doesn't have time for things like cleaning up or making sure your food doesn't hurt people. Grants a combat skill, fondue deluge, light up random foes for a total of 5 on fire. That could be quite useful. I could burn everyone, then throw my stench stuff at them, and they'll all take additional damage. You read the book and forget almost everything you know about keeping a kitchen clean. Few have the might, and even fewer the palate to command the hottest of cheeses. You get the sense that if you read it again, you'll forget the rest of it. And if you do, it'll set enemies on fire for 1 additional. You read the book again and forget everything you ever knew about kitchen cleanliness, including where you left the book you just read. Voila! And this one's sparkly. This gold-plated door has a sign on it that says C. Chutney. It seems reasonable to assume C stands for Chadley. You sneak into Chad's room and dump the rotting fish out into his bed. After tonight's inevitable rager, he'll stagger back to his room, pass out without even noticing them. The perfect crime. Bada bing, bada boom. We don't actually go in there? Oh, we could. Who that is or why someone can afford a gold-plated bedroom door would live in this dump is anyone's guess. It's probably smarter not to return to the scene of the rotting fish crime, so I can't actually do that one. I guess I've closed off what I can do there. I'll go report in. You wander into a science lab and see that someone's left some kind of experimental magical reactor running unattended. Maybe they realized it was in the process of explosively overloading and ran away. Maybe you should follow their example. I haven't run from this. I've inspected it the other times. You run away as fast as you can. About half a minute later, a distant boom lets you know that you can stop running. Oh, did you want to talk again already? Ooh, I must have been delayed talking to him, and he had needed just a tiny bit more experience for the next level. Dr. Adams does a few stretches and knee bends. What are you doing, Professor? I hope all this isn't too strenuous for you. Not at all, my young friend. Indeed, after spending 200 years in a bronze statue, this is just the thing I needed to limber up and increases his HP. Good for you, man. He's seeming fine. I'll leave him to it. You sit down across from him. So, how'd it go, kid? You got some news for me? Yeah, the kid's bed is full of fish. It was a lead pipe cinch, like you said. I still don't know what that means, though. Nobody does. That's what makes it such a great turn of phrase. Anyway, nice job, kid. Now, Congressman Chutney will really know who he's dealing with. He sure will. And I'm guessing I'll get a nice helping of meat again. Maybe it's going up by 100 each time, probably, maybe. Too busy to talk right now. I have numerous things on the go here. There are side quests that involve finding barbecue sauce, going to Zeta Omega Omicron for more than 2 different things. I have to go to the Phi Upsilon Tau and the burger-style fish sandwiches. Okay, whatever. Let me just buy those and just be done with that. Burger-style, 1, 2, 3. I don't think I'm going to get anything particularly interesting here from doing this, from spending my heaps of money. But, you know, I might as well pass it along. Okay, I guess it'd be better. Oh, he's not the one who went asking. You wanted it. He'll give me the syrup. I don't even think I really need more. This little vial is stamped with a serial number and a list of complicated and scary-sounding chemical names, increase ranged weapon attacks. I could just use that on myself. I guess I don't need it for the quest anymore. Thanks! Don't mention it, unless you decide you want more later, in which case, mention it. No, I don't think I need to go in pursuit of any more than that. The amount I have is probably quite adequate. So that is scratched off. That's one thing. Still looking for barbecue sauce. Transmitter. I'm not going to the other thing right now. What I am going to do... This is probably not totally necessary. But before I, forget... This is new with him wandering around. As the two of you are strolling down the city sidewalks, Professor Adams occasionally stops to make a quick sketch of some modern thing that you totally take for granted. This time he's taking out a notebook, a little paper envelope falls out of his pocket. You drop something, Professor. Ah yes, excuse me, my pockets are filled with bits and bobs and little packets of things. One never knows when one might want to perform a little off-the-cuff alchemy, you know? Go ahead and keep it if you like. But it's not anything of any interest whatsoever. I just figure I will hit up the still lady now that she's here. I guess she would have a different hat, though. Smiles and nods. I like your hat. Why, thank you. I grew it myself. The flowers, the whole thing. We have spoken before. How about the king? He's got anything new he wants to talk about? How about the secret plans? I admit you've been quite helpful. You, at first a total stranger, have gone out of your way to help hobos planning a revolution. Nope, I guess he's still not willing to tell me, like, more? Hands off the telephone. I don't know precisely where, I just wanted to investigate the radio. Does Letters have anything new? What's all the stuff in the room? We've probably talked about all this before. I don't know where our newcomer still lady would be hanging out. It's mostly what I'm keeping an eye out for here. Not good. Nah, none of those are useful. Maybe in the grub cart, selling booze off in the corner here. Absolutely, that's not Charles Wallace. I'll assume not. He's over in the swamp somewhere. It's the girl you met from the frat house. Hey, nice hat. Hey, thanks again so much for helping me before. I didn't even get your name. I'm Calendula Crabtree. I'm Grammy of the Valley. I'm afraid I can't pay you back yet. We don't really have anything to make decent booze out of at the moment. I'm just using random kitchen scraps and weeds, and I can't serve you that in good conscience or good ethics. Don't worry about it. I wonder if I find things, if I could bring it to her instead of Dan at, like, the main 52 continues to tickle the ivories, like at the speakeasy. Maybe I would have the option. Got any requests? What are you playing right now? It's great. Let's stick with that. Ask about the piano. Wow, it's lucky that they happened to find a piano for the camp. Oh, I brought this baby with me. On foot, how? It took a few trips. We've talked before. Creamy Steve, the guy you met in Sandwich Village. He's still packing in the cream. Hey, it's you. Thanks for telling me about this place. Everyone's been really appreciative about my cream. Swell. I've been getting to try some other foods too, and you know, I don't like to admit this, but there might be more to life than just cream. A balanced diet, certainly. Do you know a guy named Greasy Steve? Sure, that's my brother. We don't really get along, though. What's with that guy? He's working for the mob. Figures. Wait, your parents named you both Steve? No, they named me Creamy and him Greasy. That was worth it. Worth coming back. Worth investigating. I don't know, Bernie from the junkyard, cooking up beans. Have I talked to you since you got sent this direction? I don't recall anymore. I wonder how far away I am from, like, a filled camp. Do you want to talk about this? Nah, I don't think he's got anything to say there. I think I have time left in my intended episode length. I don't recall, but we're going to open up chapter 4, Swamped. But I'm also barely going to scratch the surface of what this actually is. Oh, everything's splish-splashing around. No point in walking out of the swamp when there's a perfectly good bus stop right here. You wouldn't trust this rickety old shelter to protect you from a single raindrop. And notice board, see what's on notice, blah, blah, blah. The map of the swamp, this goofy sponge. Oh. It's funny seeing the spongy porousness of it there. Perhaps this won't be as straightforward as I thought. No, the Radio Shack is where he wants me to go, and search the Big Moist for any signs of Charles, so we don't really know. This is the one thing we do know how to get to, and I'm worried I'm going to open up something else large here, but we'll see. Your slog through the swamp is interrupted by an unfortunately familiar face. There you are, dearie. How nice to see you again, although I would have wished for a more festive setting, but I'm afraid this can't wait for the winter snow. The other episode when I predicted that it would land on Christmas Day, I'm almost confident now that it misses by numerous days. Maybe this one will be closer, but it might fall on the wrong side of Christmas now. Geez, not you again. Me again! Dark Noel at your service. You'd be doing me a service by leaving me alone. Now, don't be such a Grinch. I have presents for you. What's a Grinch? Wait, did you say presents? That's right, painful retribution and Yuletide curses. It was very clever of you hiding in the Institute, all warm and cozy behind the Dean's wards where I couldn't get to you. But now that you're near the source of our power, it's time for me to deck your halls, if you get my meaning. I'm just looking for my uncle. I forgot that that's what the point of this game was. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know anything about the Dean, or your plans, or those weird dreams, or any of it. She lays a finger across her nose, and her eyes start to glow red and green. Swell. And I guess we're just stuck fighting. I could surrender, and I would get that perk that you get for surrendering, I think. Decent amount of health. Not going to be that big of a deal. She'll probably summon more things. So, like, maybe I'm better off. Do you know what? Maybe the lowering the stats would be better. Because, like, it's during these big boss battles that I need something like that. Ignite random opponents. How many? How many of them can I do that to? Everyone. Everyone gets it. I guess. No. 6 total on fire, distributed randomly. Not quite how I thought that was going to work. How do I focus around here to get the most out of this? I'll splatter everyone. I will stench damage a couple of them to get rid of them. You're burning, so I'll just leave you alone. Not going to be that big of a fight, I don't think. What's in the back there? Can I interact with that glowy thing? I don't know. I can't heal my weird... Oh, I can heal him. I was just selecting the poison. I don't think I want to do that. I think I would still have the option to do the thing of 1 AP spend and still attack. So there, that's done. I didn't really get to see what she said when she fled. Noel scuttles away, you haven't seen the last of me, or some such cliche. It's probably more or less what she said in battle as well. And he had facts to share about those, the shadow creatures. Genuinely, tell me more, man. I'm doing the speediest version of this where I'm not actually inspecting things. I will spend time in this area properly down the line. It appears to be unlocked. For now, I am just trying to do Rufus's thing. Perhaps I've opened up a can of worms here, though. There are a couple of pieces of steak to the bricks. Again, I'm just trying to... There's some guys hanging out here looking stoic and cool, and also a gator man with more than the usual allotment of teeth. Hi, who are you guys? We are radio technicians. Why are you standing here in the dark? Why not? It's a radio. There is nothing to see. Well, you got me there. The machinery looks weird. Are you speaking of the battery units that appear to be powered by outer space? Of some sort of negative energy or something like that? Yeah, that's strange, right? They are not standard issue, it is true. So what? I cannot tell you any more about them. So what's all this stuff for? Always these questions. Sorry, I have a curious nature. I will not reveal to you our employer's plans. Their plans to use the equipment to broadcast her voice across this country once she has assumed full control of the government. Please? No, stop asking. Please tell me. Wait, is that a gator man? Oh, have you not seen a gator man yet? Sorry, it's hard to keep track. These are the guys Jessica mentioned, and they're pretty much what you'd expect from the name Gator Man. They're intelligent, upright walking alligators, they have tough scaly skin, lots of teeth, and pissy attitudes about everything that they aren't already eating. They especially hate intruders, and are the second biggest reason that this swamp isn't a popular tourist destination. The first being, it's a swamp. Okay, well, let's just fight him then. What is that? Just floating hand? We have the vampire colonel. I didn't realize he was a vampire. Oh, so it's supposed to be Transylvanian, not sounding like Professor Adams with my like German, Swedish, whatever the hell I'm doing there. We have a vampire flesh thief, a turned gator man, and your hand, except horrible, is gonna smack the professor. Well, that's very rude, isn't it? And truly, none of them have that much health, so I think I'm just going to splatter everyone around. Oh, do some of them have, like, sleaze armor? No, they don't. +3 to all stats. I think that using that against him is not smart. So I could have killed them both actually if I would have used it. That's fine. Whatever. Efficiency is overrated. And how could I possibly hurt my own hand? But I still get to do away with it anyway. I forgot I would have one more turn there. You won! You dumped the vampires' unconscious bodies outside in the hope that a rare sunbeam will pierce the swamp gloom and finish them off. Oh, don't forget to loot them. White suit pants. They look nice, but they're tainted with both evil and the sort of mundane stuff pants usually get tainted with. Ooh, I'm real bad for spilling on my pants. My pants are filled with taints. Bottle of bloodshine. Blood distilled with a powerful, fast-acting elixir. You have to admit, sometimes vampires have the right idea. Doubles your moxie. That's nuts. And we learned some facts. You don't know what the console does, but if it's any consolation, nobody really expects you to. Hook up Rufus's gadget, you plug it in, and the console starts emitting different series of beeps than it was emitting before. Apparently the machine is powered by evil, or at least weird. Powered by weird? Is that what you're saying there? So, that device is removed. And now I'm removing myself from the swamp because I still have lots of stuff to do back here. But now, at the very least, when I run into these radios, I should be able to start doing the gadgets. So there, that's taken care of. I will incidentally find more of them. Inevitably, I'll reach a roof there and I'll go searching for them. But that's why I did that in this order. Somebody is tapped into use it. Use the thing WGCR and holds Rufus gadget up. The thing clicks a few times and the needle goes up to 1. Good, it's going to keep track of it for me. I need to get it up to 10, right? Remind me what to do with the gizmo. You've already plugged in the transmitter, right? So all you have to do is find 11, I guess 11's important to the Loathing series, different radios out in the world and use the receiver to check the transmission. It looks like you've done 1, so you only need 10 more. Excellent. I feel real good about getting that underway. And yeah, I still have like a whole bunch of stuff to do at campus, so my next steps are very clear to me. Please pitch me on episode titles. Thank you all so much for watching. Enjoy your holidays. The next time I record, I don't even know, it might be past the holidays or something. I don't know anymore, so best to say it at some point. And I hope to see you all again soon.